Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to predict if England uh, will have any kind of financial crisis. Now, of course, you might have seen in different news articles also England is struggling, and even a new president also uh, got elected, and this kind of news you might have already observed. But one thing, so we can confirm from the lunar eclipse also this one. I just want to share this particular thing, so I'm making this video. So in this particular channel, if you observe, there was one video about the solar eclipse that happened in the month of October 2022. So in that video, based on that, so the solar eclipse actually occurred in the sign of Libra, Swati Nakshatra. So in that video, we predicted the Pisces ascendant countries, may have a sense of end of the government, or the death of the ruler of Pisces ascendant countries. So basically it represents ending of the government, right? And so from this factor, so of course, if you observe, just before the solar eclipse, the England that time elected president resigned just before uh, the solar eclipse, right? So clearly you can understand England is of Pisces ascendant, you can say that. So because based on the observations, if you observe different astrologers notions and all the stuff, but they may try to give you a different ascendant for England, but based on the practical observations and recent findings, the Pisces ascendant country that suffered a lot would be England, because the 8th house was very much impacted, so that represents end of the government, right? Now you can, so as I am fixing Pisces as the ascendant for England, so Pisces will become the first house and Aries will become the second house for England, So as Aries is the second house, and also this lunar eclipse, 8th November 2022, lunar eclipse is occurring in the sign of Aries in Bharani Nakshatra, which is the nakshatra. The Bharani Nakshatra is the nakshatra of resources and also nakshatra of desire. Of course, it's a cruel nakshatra, right? Because the energy tries to be very much boundedless to satisfy the desires, to achieve whatever it wants, so that kind of energy it represents. So the Bharani is the nakshatra where this lunar eclipse is also going to occur. So this Aries sign is the second house for Pisces ascendant, and second house is the house of resources, clearly house of financial things. The financial backbone of a country is decided by the second house. The investments and the banking and everything is the second house in mundane astrology for a country. So as I'm fixing, Pisces is the ascendant for England, and also the second house for England, second house of this particular England, so England birth chart, second house would become Aries now. Now second house is completely getting impacted here, right? And as you can also see, England is struggling with finances. So it is clearly representing a very big financial crisis that never happened in the history of England is going to hit England after this eclipse. it's very much evident, it's very much clear, right? Because the 8th house was impacted, solar eclipse, and as it is of Pisces ascendant, that time president resigned, end of the government, end of some ruler, end of the government in the sense, end of some ruler. And even more, the new president of England is going to struggle a lot, because again this particular 8th house is going to be impacted during this lunar eclipse, right? Because this particular lunar eclipse is happening on the 2-8 axis of England, means the Rahu Ketu axis is actually Aries Libra axis, the 2-8 axis of England. So 8th house is struggling here. So you may say, you may this giving us a sense of saying the new ruler may also get a kind of situation to resign or to end his government. You know, there is a chance, there is some probability. But during the solar eclipse, the probability was very much higher, because that time the solar eclipse itself happened in the Libra, but now during this lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse thing is actually aspecting this 8th house. So there is some probability. Let us say previously during the solar eclipse the probability was 90%, but now the probability is around, you can say, 70% or 65%. So clearly the government is a kind of, the sense is a kind of, this ruler may also end his tenure, or stop ruling, or there is a change of ruler. You know, this kind of a sudden event about the ruler is that kind of sense is it's giving. And of course this bankruptcy is clearly visible, because the 2nd house is impacted for England. So for England, the 90% chances are for financial bankruptcy, the financial crisis in England. And again, this Rishi Sunak may also try to resign, or may also struggle a lot to run his government. So the rulership may have some sudden events. So that is the sense for England based on this lunar eclipse. Thanks for watching this video.